আমি যেতিয়া মন্দিৰত যাওঁ মন্দিৰৰ মূৰ্তিবোৰ নতুন নে পুৰণা কেনেকৈ জানিম আৰু সেইবোৰ হাতেৰে বনোৱা নে মেচিনেৰে বনোৱা কেনেকৈ জানিম?
Very good question. It comes from experience. So as you see more, you learn more. But before we start differentiating old versus new, what you should understand is all these are made for a sacred purpose. So it doesn't matter if it's old or new. If a murti has been made as God, you see him as God. So, well, once you start looking at traveling around, for example, in India, every state is quite unique, and every dynasty had its own favorites. So, what you need to start. I'm just going to give you a few tips of how to start appreciating art in our temples. First of all, look at the material. So, every state, the artist would possibly pick the material that is available locally so that he can start practicing his skills. So that heavily influences the style. And in terms of the subject of art, the patrons, basically the king, if he's a Shaivat, he would be looking at a lot of Shiva Puranas. If he's a Vaishnavite, he would be looking at a lot of Krishna Leelas and all that. So, similarly, if you're looking at a king who's got Jaina, Buddhist traditions, you will see a lot of Tirthakaras, you will see a lot of Buddha stories, Bodhisattvas depicted. So, what we're looking at is the different dynasties. So, if you travel from down south, of course, in Tamil Nadu, the kings basically started using heavy granite, hard granite, because the Pallavas chose that and it was abundantly available. Of course, it's very tough medium to carve, but once you go through the pain of carving into hard granite, it lasts forever. So, but then it doesn't love too much of intricate work. So it's more stylistic. It's more like a suggestion of a curve here, a suggestion of an jewel here. That's the beauty of the less ornamented works. Then if you go up into Karnataka, then you have the Hoysalas who picked cyst, which is almost like a soapstone, which is very soft when they work and then it hardens, so it allows them to do a lot of intricate work. So that's why you see in almost like a jeweled sari pattern work some of the Hoysalas. And if you go down into central India, Madhya Pradesh, the Guptas basically they looked at almost like a sandstone, reddish sandstone, which had a lot of white, purple, pinkish flakes. And if you travel up to Orissa, West Bengal, Bangladesh, you see again going to black cyst. You see a lot of works on black cyst. So that's one. So yeah, in terms of machine cut, nowadays you have to understand that the technology is available. We might as well make use of it. But in olden days as well, the rough blocking out of stone would be done by apprentices, while the final work would, of course, be done by the master sthapatis, so the artisans. So obviously, you can use technology to roughly block out stone. You don't need to use hand tools to block out stone. But then the intricate features, today's technology, it requires lot of precision. So that's where I guess like Swiss watches, handmade watches are much more expensive than machine made. So yeah, the precision and the beauty and the dedication of, and I would say the skill of the traditional artists would come forward in manual work, whereas a machine work would make for sheer quantity. So if you're looking at quantity output, you do need to rely on machine.